Well, I'm here in Houston, Texas with a client. We're out and about. So we was just having a conversation that, and basically this client was asking me a question. I said, well, you know what, why don't we, we do an interview then? We want to ask you all these questions about, my spiritual life, whatsoever. Let's just do an interview. So here we are today, I'm looking forward to answering questions. So you can ask, what's going on?
Okay, so how long have you been doing this?
I would say about, as a business, working for people, I would say about 15 years, But to say where I became popular, well-known, I would say about 5 years ago. Because I started doing this spiritual shit before the internet, before the arrival of internet. I mean, I'm talking about being exploited, working at someone's shop, that person taking the majority of my money whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, basically, yeah, man. I started. Yeah, it was a spiritual shop, which I was doing readings for that person, and that person was taking like majority of my money, if I would do certain things for a client, this person would take half of the money. Like, what did he do? I mean, I understand business. I was young, I was young.
So they would get the money and then pay you a portion?
Yeah, exactly. So all the money's went to that person. I wouldn't even see the money. They have to. So who knows if that person even gave me my real fair share. They just gave me whatever crumbs, So.
So what started you on this journey?
What started me? Well, I would say this. I had an accident. Listen, before this, I didn't believe in none of this spiritual shit. It was always around. God, yes, but I did not believe in other things such as spiritual ghosts and voodoo and stuff like that. I didn't believe in none of that shit. I looked at like, this stuff is superstition. My dad, my family would try to tell me about it. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You guys are crazy. You guys are superstitious. This stuff, I believe in pure science and mathematics and stuff like that, And then I had a life-changing experience when I was like, hold the fuck up. There's more to life than meets the eye. And I went on a search. And that's how I got into this. I was borderline atheist at one point in my life, Before I had that experience, because I did my research and I came to the conclusion that this church shit is fake. Because I was raised in a church.
That's for sure.
My family tried to keep me away from it's like, listen, when I was a kid, I used to see all types of strange things in the house. I used to see goat brain. Huh? No. My family doing stuff around me. I remember I was probably I think I was like 6 years old. I saw my mom in the bathtub, my grandmother.
Those answers are on the way. Y'all doing all right over here?
Yes,
checking
we are.
on you folks.
So I'm like 6 years old, and I see my mother in the bathtub. My grandmother's in the bathroom, and my mother is in the bathtub with all these leaves on her. So I'm like, I don't know what that is. It's just until I got older that I understood what was happening. My grandmother was giving my mom a spiritual bath, So it was like my parents were trying to keep a lot of things away from me. I mean, being raised in a Haitian household, seeing goat brains in a pot, goat skull, which I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So there's a lot of things they try to keep from me. Until I got older that I realized, holy shit, when I started getting more experience.
So did they ever introduce it to you, or you just found out everything on your own?
Well, I would say this. When I started searching and certain family members heard that I was searching, that's when they opened up to me. And there's certain family members I won't mention because I don't want to jeopardize what they got going on. But they introduced me to the craft. And they showed me all the rules and regulations, the protocols, and that was like when they really, that's when things really started popping. Because they introduced me to how things is done, who's this, who's that, how we basically done things, and from there on, it was like a chain reaction, going to Haiti, this and that, I've been to Haiti before that, but to really be invited into the mysteries of the family, that was something else.
Okay, so you said that you went searching. How did you do that? Where did you start? What did you
Oh
do?
man, you in the Western Hemisphere. You're in the Western Hemisphere. It's like, let me not say Western Hemisphere. You're in the United States. So, of course, the first thing you want to do is try to go look in the books or the internet and shit like that. And then you start getting around people that's into the craft. And the fact that I got around people that were into the craft, I started being exposed to different things.
So did you go and find those people?
Yes, I did. I went out and found those people, you know. So those people would sit down with me, talk to me, you know. And then sometimes I would just peep game, how to see how they're doing their thing, how they're basically running their program and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just remembered, okay, this is how I seen that person do this. This is how I've seen that person do that, you know. But I would say the most changing point in my life on the line of love work was when a person at one time I considered my mentor. I had many teachers when I was young. You know, grown adults, not no person that was a couple, 2 or 3 years older than me. I had grown adults presiding over my life at one point in time, you know? So in my early 20s, I had men that were spiritual giving me game, you know? So one of them was more like historical, not more scientific. And then after that, there was another man that came to my life that was more spiritual. That brother was serious with the game, with doing the magie, the work, you know? And that was what changed my life around, because before then, I was just guessing and hoping, just playing around with shit. Here's the thing about spiritualists. Let me tell you something. Hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? Hit or miss. Let's say this one individual, he's African American. I'm not going to mention his name because we fell on bad terms. And it's like, I look at it, even if I mention his name, people are going to try to research it. But the thing is, I'll say this. I got mad respect for him. But the way we fell out was crazy. The thing was, this person, I would say this. He was the individual that introduced me to the power of magie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the other stuff, like the other stuff came down the line. But it was two people, right? Right? The first person that introduced me to magic was a woman. She gave me the basics of how to mix certain things, African American female. Then, later down the line, there was a gentleman that introduced me to more the in-depth aspect of doing work, right? I believe, he's hoodoo. Yeah, he's American. He's American. I would say he introduced me to hoodoo, right? I mean, I was Bible. I was raised in church for about 18 years of my life, and this guy came with hoodoo, right? It wasn't a title. It was what he did. I was using hoodoo as a language of today, because back then it was just people doing work. They didn't have there was no internet. There was no books and shit like that. It was just people doing work, word of mouth. So this cat, he said, Joe, I had a situation about a relationship, right? And man, this female broke up with me, and he was like, yo, I got something for you, right? And he gave me some powder, right? Some powder. I was like, yo, okay, what am I gonna do this? He says to me, yo, he breaks it down to me. He says, burn this, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Some powder, right? I believe, yeah, he gave me some powder and I burnt the shit whatsoever, right? But the only thing was, I think I did something else. And that shit backfired on me. Man, I'm telling you.
Okay, what did he tell you to do?
He told me to burn this powder, right? Put the person's name in the powder and shit like that, and then burn it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, oh my God. I'm like, yo, I did it. I think I probably did it a different way, or some shit like that. Man, I'm telling you, it was like, when that shit first hit me, I was on some shit like, I was okay, but then a couple hours later, I'm like, I'm tripping, I'm shaking, I'm trembling like, I got like, I miss her so much. It was, no, it wasn't cold shivers, it was, I'm antsy, I miss her, I miss her, right?
So it's
I'm
working
jumping.
on you
Exactly.
instead of her.
I'm shaking. I'm jonesing. Like, so I call him up, like, how long does it take? How long does it take for the work? You know what I'm saying? I'm shaking. I'm jonesing. My hands is literally shaking like this. How long does it take to work, right? You know, I'm calling him up. He's like, listen, you gotta give it time, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So 30 minutes go back. I call him. 30 minutes go back. Yeah. I did the work. I did it right. I did showed you, right? I'm answering. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm telling you. He says, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. So anyway, a couple hours go by. I call him back. Oh yeah. I mean, I can't wait for this thing to work, man. I can't wait for this thing to work, right? Yeah, it's gonna work, right? Yo, I'm telling you, the shit starts making me Jones. I start jonesing.
Chicken parmesan.
Right here.
Yeah, half please, guys. Okay.
Thank you. And can I get some Parmesan? Yes. So I start tripping. I'm like, when's it gonna work? Listen, it literally feels like if I don't talk to her, I'm gonna die. So listen, I call her up. I say, hey, how are you doing, man? Listen, I'm sorry about everything. I hope you can work this out. She's like, she hangs the phone on me. Oh my God! I start crying. Oh my God! I start crying, breaking down, crying, whatsoever you saying. And it was like, yo, man, the shit felt like I was about to die. And I called the dude up and I told him, listen. I said, listen, I don't know what it was, but he picked it up and I was feeding. He said, he started laughing. He started laughing on the phone because he said that happened to him before. I think it was a bad batch. And he told me, he said something take a cleansing and stuff, like do a cleansing to get that spirit off. And that's how this whole shit began. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's when I realized the power of this shit. Because one, I had experience that said, go search. But then again, when that work hit me, and I started feeling that way, that's when I was like, yo, I believe this shit. This shit is fucking real. How I was tweaking. And then, when I eventually did the right way, I saw my ex tripping out. This chick was tripping. When I say tripping, calling me up, and the fact that my homeboy told me at the time, don't call him. And this is where I get this thing from when I tell clients not to call the lover. Because when you don't call him, that Jones, it builds up even more. So now you get the person becoming crazy to the point where they're willing to come to your house when you're not there, or whatever you say, or stalk every move, call you up, sexy. Man, I'm telling you, my ex, I remember I hit her with the work, and that shit latched onto her. This female called me about 50 times in one day. 50 times in one day. She was tripping. She showed up at my house without me. Listen, I'm telling you, she was gone. And that's when I realized the power of this shit, man.
So what happened after that? What was
What happened after that? I mean, that was it. You know what I'm saying? I was hooked for life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I had the experience of sorcery, but when I started mixing it up, I mean, family came into later down the line. When they started, yes, we are. No, we're fine. Thank you. When family came into play, I had the experience of, working magie. It just only amplified what I knew at the time and gave me more experience.
Is magie the way that you pronounce magic?
Yes, magie. That's how you say it in French. Magie is in French, So that was it. That's after that. I came off the porch after that. And listen, I went through my trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Trial and error, experience with different clients and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's like this. Voodoo is totally different from just the work, the magie. Because now you got other beings that are in the situation. So what I was doing before was just hoodoo, whatever, basic things with magic. But when I started getting involved in the voodoo, you had different types of spirits with different personalities. And different personalities affected the work differently. And that's the changing situation.
Okay, so let me see. Let me think.
Where you good go? The food got in your belly, man. Yeah. So listen.
I'll probably think of something.
Don't worry about it. Well, listen. I'm going to conclude this. The food already got up in our system, so we don't got much more to say.
Part 2 coming soon.
There you go.